Hi, I'm Paul, and I am not a gold bug. Do you want to know the best way to save or invest with very little money? Period? The very best way? That's right, I sure do. And you know what? I already know it. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to share this secret with you. And it's not even really a secret, it's just common sense because I don't have any secrets. The common sense thing is debatable, but I want to share and help everybody who is listening and watching to this right now because I'm just going to get right to the point. And actually, there's 3 points that I'm going to share today as to the very best way to save or invest with very little money. Now, first, when I say very little money, I'm talking about less than $2. Less than $2 in 2023. But this is scalable, right? The thing about this is the secret. I'll just call it the secret, even though it's not a secret. The common sense. The common sense. The common sense is this is scalable, right? So whether I'm talking about less than $2, right? Whether you have less than $2 to save or invest, this is the secret. Whether you have $2 gazillion, well, that's fine too, because it's still the secret. It's still applicable. This is scalable no matter how much money you have to save or invest. And that includes less than $2 today, here in January of 2023. So we're going to get right into this. I've got 3 points I want to share. And here's the actual first point and the actual secret. I'm just going to get right to it. It's all about weight and purity. Period. That's what it's about, right? You got like these YouTubers talking about, first of all, let me step back and build up to that. Sorry for rambling. I am, in fact, a rambler. I'm using the words savings and investments synonymously here. It's appropriate in this situation because they are one and the same. We don't need to get into what is savings and what is an investment, right? Like that's the topic for a different day, right? Like if you don't understand that when you put money into your savings account in the bank, you're actually an unsecured lender to that bank and therefore an investor in that company specifically. And there's other dynamics that I didn't even get into mentioning and they're out of the scope of this video. However, yeah, the point is, for the purposes of this video, savings and investment is used synonymously. So, that out of the way, let's get into these 3 reasons with the first reason and the secret, the common sense being it is all about the weight and the purity. Now, what do I mean by that? So here's a silver coin. This is a pretty cool silver coin. I think it's called like the Howling Wolves or something. It's Canadian and it's got like some wolves on it. It's pretty interesting. But the cool thing about this coin is that this silver coin in my hand right here, this is, and it's hard to see it on the camera, but this is 3/4 of an ounce, there's your weight, of 9999 silver. Okay, so 49, right? So this is 3/4 of an ounce of 49 silver. So that's your purity, right? The 49. That's 900 and that's 99.99% pure, or you could think of it as 9,999 out of every 10,000 parts pure silver. Okay, so that's what the 49 means. It's purity, right? So like when we're talking about pure gold or pure silver or anything that's pure, generally we're talking about over 99%. So generally we'd be talking about like 995. So that would be 995 parts out of every 1,000 parts being pure. In this case, we're talking about silver. We're talking about 39. It's 999 out of every. So if it's 995, it's 995 out of every 1,000 parts. If it's 39, it's 999 parts out of every 1,000 parts is pure silver. If it's 49, it's 9999. If it's there's 59 silver, right? So that would be what, every 10,000 parts. So 9,999. I'm not a mathematician, right? This is not one of my fortes. But the point is, if it's 999 silver, it is 999 parts out of every 1,000 parts pure silver. Okay, so that's what the 9s mean. So that's the purity, right? So this coin in my hand, these Howling Wolves, this coin from Canada, is 3/4 of an ounce. So there's your weight. It's 3/4 of an ounce of 49 silver. So there's the purity. So that's the secret. That's the common sense. It's no real secret, really. It's like it's just how much you got, right? How much you got. So like if you got less than $2, we're going to get into some very interesting things to show why this holds true. On the lower end of how much you got or on the higher end, because at the end of the day, we're talking about saving or investing in a weight and a purity. So this right here is my favorite coffee in the world. I'm not sponsored by anybody or associated with anybody or endorsed or anything like that. I just like this coffee, right? I also wrote about the Dollar Tree extensively, and I called the Dollar Tree raising their prices well before anybody else and before they even announced it at that press conference that one time. Go look it up at archives.org if you can find it. Hopefully it's still there. But this is Café El Morro, and this is my favorite coffee in the world. And this coffee right here is 6 ounces of 100% pure coffee, right? So that is your weight, and that is your purity. So this you can purchase it. I think you can purchase it at the Dollar Tree still. I'm not sure. I bought like probably 1,000 of these at the Dollar Tree before the Dollar Tree raised their price to $1.25 across the board. Now, I'm pretty sure you can also buy it directly from the manufacturer. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not sponsored. I don't know the fine details. I just know I like this coffee. This coffee is awesome, and it's good coffee, and it is 6 ounces of 100% pure coffee. So that's weight and purity. That's less than $2. Now, there's some other things about this coffee, right? So, first of all, one of the cool things about what I'm talking about is these stack well, right? Like a case of these is 24, and you can stack case upon case upon case upon case, and it doesn't take a whole lot of room. This is like a brick of coffee. I think they call this mylar. I'm not exactly sure the technical name. It's like an aluminum foil slash synthetic slash plasticky alumini type of packaging that's vacuum shrunk in the package. So this is what you call a brick of coffee, right? There's lots of brands that make bricks of coffee. I like this one because I bought all these bricks for a cost of $1. And depending on where you live, like in the state of Ohio, there's not tax on ground coffee like this. So it was literally $1 for this brick of coffee here in my hand. And now they cost $1.25. So, but I still think it is a good deal if you do not have any coffee reserves. Now, here's a few things to say about what I'm talking about, right? Are there any caveats, half dollar? Yes, there are caveats. Like, for example, this right here requires a lot more space than 3/4 of an ounce of silver, right? So this right here, I mean, this is obviously more than $2, right? This silver coin. But this is, there's some space considerations, right? There's some space considerations there. So you got to have space to store this. And it has to be stored properly, right? You can't just store it like, I mean, I don't know, it's sealed. You might be able to store it in an ocean, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not a scientist in that sense, right? So I'm not a marine biologist. I'm not anything like that, right? So I can't tell you for sure, but, you know, you got to store it. It's got to be shelf stable in that sense. Now, some people will say that this expires. I personally, well, I've worked extensively with the USDA. I've started a grassroots food pantry. I ran a soup kitchen for many years. And I personally have drank, for example, some Seattle's Best samples that were in this same type of vacuum sealed durable packaging that were 15 years expired, and they were delicious, and they just, you couldn't even tell the difference really. So the expiration date is debatable in the real world for real practicality purposes. You know, expiration dates, no need to get into conspiracy theories, because there is no reason to spread conspiracy theories or controversial topics. YouTube is not a place for conspiracy theorists to spread bad, wrong propaganda. But, you know, expiration dates, I don't know, I want to say they're more like guidelines, but maybe there's some like legal stuff that has to go into an expiration date. Or maybe there's also some marketing, right? It's like, remember that whole push to change your oil every 3,000 miles, even though the manufacturer doesn't even recommend that? Why? Well, they want you in there every 3,000 miles instead of every 5 or every 10 or whatever the manufacturer recommends. So there's a lot of marketing that goes into an expiration date. There's a lot of legal issues that go into an expiration date. And there are a lot of things that could cause the expiration date to not even last that long too, such as storage conditions, right? Like I said, I'm not a marine biologist, so I can't explain what happens at the bottom of the ocean if you just leave this thing sitting in there. But I don't know. I don't know. But the point is that I don't think the expiration date is an issue. And besides, just buy something else if it is, right? But, you know, a couple more points about this Café El Morro, my favorite coffee. No affiliation, whatever. They know what's up. I know what's up. People who like to save money know what's up. People who like coffee know what's up. Like, everybody knows what's up. You know what I mean? Now, this also isn't for everybody because, well, that's the point, right? Coffee has wide appeal. If it is a saving or is it an investment, right? And I'm assuming you got the space for this, right? So you got a cupboard, or you got to put a couple of these, or you got a pantry, or maybe you got a basement, or maybe you got whatever it is that you got. Like, I'm assuming you can store this stuff, right? I mean, I know that's a consideration, but so coffee has universal appeal, right? A lot of people drink coffee, and a lot of people will demand coffee. Period. No questions asked. People want coffee. Now, and not even everybody can drink coffee, right? Like some people can't drink coffee. Be nice to people. Be nice to all people, whether they have a physical disability or a mental disability or any disability at all. Love all people. And don't be mean to anybody ever. And I really like this coffee because like even if you don't drink coffee, I mean, it's still some. What if you got like family coming over to visit and they want a cup of coffee and you want to serve, you know what I mean? It's not even a point really, right? Like, there is always demand and there will always be demand for coffee. This is not a bad purchase. Even at $1.25, right? I bought it at $1. And I mean, if you buy other brands of coffee at other places and other sizes, this is the cheapest coffee, right, in all of America. This is the cheapest coffee in all of America. Café El Morro, and it's my favorite coffee. But that wasn't the point. The point was, it's got a waiting period. No, the point was that it's easily stirred and it's durable, right? So these are just bricks of coffee. They're literally, they get that because they look like a brick. And what do you do with bricks? You build with them. So you can stack these up and, you know, people have accused me of living in a bunker made out of this stuff. And, I mean, it's not really a bunker. But I want to keep going here and talk about these points a little bit more because, you know, maybe you are suspicious of the date. And that's a non-starter for you. Or that's a deal breaker. Or help me out with the analogy in the comments below. And while you're at it, like and subscribe. Please help me. Because, Lord, no. Because, love all religions that are good and stuff. That's the end of my disclaimers for today. So this right here is another disclaimer that I forgot about. So I guess there's another one. This is sote, and I am not, you know, nobody's paying me to do YouTube videos, right? So this right here is soap, and it's kind of like bar laundry soap. And people actually have forgotten about this kind of soap. They're going to learn about it again, right? People are going to learn about this stuff again, I'm telling you, right? I'm telling you, people will, in fact, learn about bar soap again. And this soap is like, I don't want to call it a magical product or a miracle product, but this soap, I mean, let me tell you, sote soap is awesome. Like, you can catch catfish with it, right? You can use it as soap, right? I mean, it's like soap, right? Like, you can wash your clothes with this by hand. You can use it as a stronger soap for other things. Like, if you don't understand the 1,000,001 uses for sote soap, go check it out because it's rabbit hole, and I don't even want to go down there because I'm not doing conspiracy theories on this channel. But here's the point, right? This is a bar of sote soap. Yep, that's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. Do not try this at home, okay? Don't hit yourself in the head with a bar of sote soap. So, this sote soap is also a weight and purity, right? That's my point with that. So this is comparable to the size, as you can see here. If you're listening along, only I'm showing on camera right now that this is comparable in size to the coffee, to the brick of coffee. So this is sote soap. It's comparable in size, right? So this sote soap is also less than $2. I bought this at, I think, $1.06 or $1.08. Currently at Walmart, it's going for $1.68. These are the cheapest prices, right? Because remember, what's the key to successful navigating these difficult and turbulent times, or however it was I phrased it in my earlier videos? Go watch them all in order, please, and you'll understand what's going on here. Don't remember, but where my point was because I got off track. But okay, so this is something that can easily be stacked and stored, and it's durable, and much in the same sense that that the coffee is. But you know, this is also a specific weight and purity, right? It's less than $2, and it's a specific weight and purity. In the case of this soap, it is 400 grams of 66% fatty acid. That's why you can fish with this stuff, right? Catfish are attracted to this stuff on a hook. Be nice to all animals and love all animals. Every single animal and bugs and insects and everything. Love everything. So catfish are attracted to the smell. They're attracted to the color. They're attracted to the fact that you know, can animals sense the fatty acid content of something? I don't know, but that's what this is, right? This is a weight and a purity, just like this silver coin right here, and just like this brick of coffee. This is 400 grams of 66% fatty acid. Now, there's some other things in here. I'm going to read off all of the things that are in this. Now, when it comes to this coffee, it's literally just 100% pure coffee, so there are no ingredients other than the coffee. But with this Sote soap, the actual ingredients are sodium tallate, sodium cocoate, glycerin, fragrance, optical brightener, and violet number 10. Okay, that's all of the ingredients. However, we note that when you look on here, it says fatty acid content 66%, right? So yeah, it's kind of like this silver. This is 49 silver, so there is in fact other stuff in this coin that is not silver. So yeah, there's other stuff in this bar that is not fatty acid, but the point is, less than $2. If you are saving in bar soap such as Sote, you've got a weight and purity. And why does it matter? Because that's why it matters, right? That's what you're doing, right? Like you're taking your currency, you're taking your dollars, any of them that you have left, right? When it comes to dollars, when it comes to currency, you can basically only ever do, like, I don't know, 3, 4, or 5 different things, right? You can spend it, right? You can spend it. People spend their money. You can, and I'm using currency as money here. You can save it, right? Which I'm talking about right now. You can invest it, which I'm also talking about right now. You can give it away. That's something you can do, right? You can buy this and you can give it away. Like, the point is, right, when I'm talking about these saving and invest, the very best way to save or invest with very little money, period. Like, these are real things that I'm holding in my hand that have actual real world use, right? And that's point number 3, right? And I'm rambling, but I'm hoping that some of this is making a little bit of sense, right? This has real world use, just like money does, right? You can save this. You can give it away. You can spend it, which means you're selling it. You can, or maybe, I don't know, you know what I mean? Maybe you're running from something or to somewhere, and it's coming down to, you know what? I got some coffee and some bars of soap, man. What do you want, right? What do you want? I mean, this is it, right? This is it. This is what it's come to, right? That, you know, so there's real world uses for these items that are in my hand. So that's the other point, right? The other point is like a bonus point, right? So we'll call this point 4. Is there downside risk? You know, oh, $50 said buy soap, and he said buy coffee, and he said buy silver, and I'm not talking specifically about silver, although silver is a great investment, but this silver coin is not less than $2, right? So that's why I'm not saying that in that sense today. But is there downside risk? I mean, of course there is, right? But that doesn't really even make sense to me when it comes to this, because this is the absolute cheapest coffee in all of America right now. This is one of the absolute cheapest forms of hard bar soap. This is a big bar. This bar is huge, right? Look at what this soap does. I'm not a fanboy. I'm not. But like, yeah, I mean, okay, whatever, right? So, I mean, yeah, this right now is $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. And you can probably buy it from Cafe Moro direct, but I don't know how much it costs there. And I think Dollar Tree still has it. I seen it there like 2 weeks ago. But like, my point with that is, you know, there is currency, right, considerations. So if you're concerned about currency fluctuations, the dollar gaining value or the dollar losing value, it doesn't matter, right? Because that currency, whatever currency it is, has been converted into this. So yeah, there could be a currency play risk involved, is what I'm trying to say. But also, like, well, what about the packaging and the materials and the stuff that goes along with it? It's not just the 100% pure coffee that's in here. It is also the packaging and the durability and the presentation of the product itself that goes along with it, and that has a cost. That has a cost. Then there's transportation and logistics. You know, maybe the price has gone down to 99 cents, or in the case of the Dollar Tree now, if it's $1.25, let's say, I mean, they're not going to lower prices at the Dollar Tree, but let's pretend they do. They lower their prices to $1.24 or $1.20 or whatever it is. Well, you know, good luck finding it, right? Because if something is mispriced or underpriced or undervalued in that sense, the market will sweep it up, for one. And number two, you still have coffee to drink. What did you lose? Because it's not like it's going to go down in price that much that you lose on the time factor, right? I mean, that we don't even get into the time value of money and the time factor and time wasters and time productivity efficiency boosters. And yes, so, you know, it's interesting. YouTube's a very interesting place. YouTube is great for content creators. YouTube is great for sharing ideas, building community. But it's weird because there's like so many extremes of opinions that are just bad. They're bad. And when I say extremes of opinions, you got lawyers who are like Pokemon and Magic Gathering investors, or gamblers really is what they are, talking about buying toilet paper, and they missed that whole thing from the last 3 years, which I've written about extensively. And they don't know what to do. They don't realize that, you know, I mean, I guess they've never been to an estate sale and have ever seen rotting boxes of stamps on the garage and boxes all over the floor in an estate sale, and thinking like, wow, this person wasted a lot of money on postage stamps as a hobby. But nobody wants that stuff. But yeah, my point there is there's so much misinformation and disinformation and bad information. And I want to give good information, right? When it comes to, if you don't have a whole lot of money, but you do have money to save, or you don't want to keep it necessarily in a savings account, or you want to just, you know, have a little bit of diversity, right? Maybe it's not good to have all of your extra money in the bank. Maybe it's good to have a brick of coffee and a bar of soap, right? It's like this is, you know, another key concept, right, of saving and investing is diversification, right? So, you know, I'm a silver bug, right? I don't just have silver, right? Let's not get it twisted. I understand how to diversify, but I also understand what not to diversify into, and I also understand the US dollar, and I also understand money, and I also understand that I'm rambling here, so I'm going to reel it back in, and I'm going to come in here and bring this video to a close. A lot of people are investing in weird alternative stuff that arguably is not investing or saving. A lot of people are talking about saving or investing in things that are just out of the reach, right? Anybody, every single person in America, prove me wrong, tell me why I'm wrong. Every single person in America can purchase a brick of coffee for $1.25 or a bar of soap for $1.68, less than $2, okay? So, and this is scalable because the common sense, the commonality of it all, what makes sense to save you sense, wow. Huh. That sounded like philosophical in a weird way, but like anybody can do this. Everybody can do this. So, you know, there are options out there. There are things that can be done. No matter how hard it may seem, or no matter how overwhelming it may seem, or no matter how, like, you know, they call it like sensory overload or overstimulation, or just too many choices, right? It's like what do they call it? Freezing, panic, freezing. I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about, but you just get overwhelmed and it's like you can't even make a decision at all, right? So you just kind of like take a step back and go real simple. Go real simple on things and you'll be fine. Because, you know, really, there is in fact a best way to save and invest with very little money. And it's really all just about common sense. Thank you for your time.